Hi there, everyone. It's Jackie, and today we're getting ready to go to Edinburgh Pride. So, first off, we're going to start with doing some easy Pride nails, which you can follow along at home. Then, we're going to choose a colourful outfit, and then we're going to head to the march on the Royal Mile. It's an absolutely glorious location. So, let's go. First off, the nails. So, I've got two nail polish colours here. I've got blue and pink. These are actually from my childhood, so I'm hoping they're going to turn out well for this plan. But so, what we're essentially going to do is I'm going to take the pink and put that on my base, and then I want to layer the blue on top at an angle like this. And the plan is that this should essentially create a bisexual flag theme on my nails. So the blue is slightly transparent, so hopefully between the blue and pink it will look slightly purple if we go slightly stronger on the blue. If not, we just have blue and pink nails, which I'm here for. But so yeah, I'm just applying my base coat. So this pink one's matte, and as you can see, it goes on really nice actually. It's held up quite well from my teenage years. Like these nail polishes like 15 years old. I'm not entirely sure how it's managing to hold on so well, but yeah, look, that looks quite nice. So I'm just going to continue to paint my nails pink. I try to go all the way to the cuticle because I feel like it makes your nail look younger. I have seen people do it where they just skip the cuticle because they're scared of getting it on their fingers. Obviously, I don't want to get it on my fingers, but I feel like it always clears up, like the nail polish on the skin always comes off. So you might not have perfect nails on the first day, but after a while, they'll be looking amazing anyway. So, and you can scratch it off on the first day as well once it's dry. So I don't care too much about being messy, but I try not to be. But yeah, so just getting all of these on. I haven't done any prep on my nails today, and I'm not doing a base coat, so this is extremely easy for you to follow along if you want to. It's not one of those overly complex nail tutorials, and I think the hardest bit will just be getting that angle on the blue and making sure that it goes on, but painting the base coat's fairly straightforward. But if you want to apply a primer or base coat to the bottom of your nails and also do some cuticle prep, it will make your nails last a little bit longer. I've just been a little bit lazy with this. So I want to talk about the march that we're going to today. So in Edinburgh, the march is down the Royal Mile, which is one of the most historically gorgeous streets in the city. All of the tourists are always on the Royal Mile because it's got those old style buildings. You look like you're in Hogwarts. It's absolutely beautiful. And so the mile stretches up from the Parliament all the way to the castle. The march doesn't actually go to the castle, it turns off before. But yeah, the castle is obviously the statement of the Royal Mile, and that's where everybody wants to go. But they shut down the majority of the street, so it starts at the Scottish Parliament down at the bottom of the mile, and then you walk up it and you turn off before the castle, and then end up in a place called Bristo Square, which is where the Edinburgh University students go. And there's all these little bars and the student union, and they have all of these little fairs for Pride. So it'll be LGBTQ plus fairs. So any creators that are making things like earrings or cupcakes or just anything really, they're just selling them in these fairs, and you can get some free stuff as well. And it's just the vibes are just really good. And then the march itself, the vibes, just everybody's dressed up, everybody's hyped, everybody's ready to like properly go. Um, and yeah, you get the chants on the way on the march. You have everybody's got different signs. There's a few brands there as well, which some of them less keen on being there, but if it's something fun like Nando's, they will like encourage you to come and maybe give you a voucher to go to Nando's after the march, which is a bit weird, but you know. And they'll have like all the LGBTQ clubs as well will be there trying to encourage you to come to them after the march. So for entertainment, the march actually at Bristo Square, they'll have singers there that will do a big performance, and you can go see them straight after the march. If you don't want to go to the fairs, or you can do both. But if not, you can head to the other clubs where you can literally just go daytime clubbing, and it's so fun. I so recommend it, and you just have less of a hangover just because you're drinking in the day, but you could also just go sober because everybody's just so hyped from the march and just dancing, and it's all decorated. It's just a good time. You just get some friends and go clubbing, honestly. But yeah, so that's my pink base layer done off the nails. So now we're going to move on to trying to get that blue line across it, which I think is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I think we're ready to give it a go. So my first idea is that I had this toilet paper that I unfolded. That doesn't sound very glamorous, but it's fine. And I just thought if I angled it like this, then I could paint under it. which is actually not the look we're going for. We want to paint where the brown bit actually is, so I need to place this under my nail. Although you could do this, but I prefer to have the tip strengthened, so painting at the edge makes sense to me. If I put it below the nail, then I can hopefully get the blue on top, so that's what I'm going to try to do now. So I'm just placing it on my nail at the angle. My nail's actually not fully dry. Definitely wait for your nails to be dry before you do this. As you can see, I got a little bit on the toilet roll, so I'm actually not going to start on my thumb because I think my thumb's a little bit more wet than the rest of my fingers. So we're going to start on the finger. So I'm just lining it up. You want this to be lined up really nicely. I didn't want it to go fully straight across. I wanted it to go quite far down because I thought that would just look better. So I'm just putting that on there like this. And yeah, I realized I don't really think I like the toilet paper actually. It means you can't get right in the edges, so maybe try and paper or something, but I'm just gonna try freehand them now. So I'm just finishing that off, and as you can see, I've got it on my hand already. Like, it does not matter if you get it there, you can scrape it off later, so it's not a biggie. And I mean, for something like this, it's gonna be really hard to not get it on your nails, unless you're an absolute pro, and then go you. But this is an easy tutorial, okay? Everybody should be able to, well, hopefully everybody can follow it unless you've got a very unsteady hand. And then maybe some paper might work instead of the toilet roll. I thought for the middle finger I might try do a French tip and see how that looks. So I'm just going around the rim of it there, but I feel like it needs to be a little bit thicker, so I'm just adding a bit more on. But I think I quite like the look of this. I know I've got the sideways one on the other finger, so I just wanted to see how like a mix and match would look. But I think this French tip style, if you were to do that on all of the nails, that would look really cute. So I just realised this nail needs a little bit more still. It's quite a fiddly process to get this done. But yeah, just make sure to neaten it up after you've done it, and I've just added more blue to it because I think I didn't have quite enough. So just layering this up to get a bit fuller coverage on that blue, and if you try to put the blue a bit darker on the edge, you'll get more of that ombre effect. Yeah, I quite like how that looks now. So going back to the French tip, I'm just going to thicken it up a little bit more. It's a very fiddly process, this part. You just need to keep going and just experiment, see what you like. And yeah, maybe practice before a big high profile event like like Pride or whatever you're prepared painting your nails for, and then you can have some nice nails beforehand and then also be a bit more confident in your technique and how you want the nails to look. So yeah, just moving on to the next nail. I think I'm just loving the color vibe of these going on. Like they contrast so well together. I think the art to this is really finding two colors that go well together. I don't know if maybe a clash though might actually bring an interest in Nick as well. I'm not sure. I maybe need to experiment. Yeah, so you want to keep this angled, and I'm going to do like a light layer for the initial angle, and then on the edges try darken it, and that should hopefully give it kind of like this ombre effect where it moves from pink to purple to blue. I'm not sure how well it's going to turn out, but there should be a little element of that. And I think the transparentness in this blue really adds to that. You could do this with any colour though, but for if you're trying to create the bisexual flag like I am here, a transparency blue type of paint would be ideal. So, and then onto the thumb now that it's finally dried. But yeah, you can see how like when there's only like one thin coat, it actually looks quite purple, this blue. I don't know if it's because the pink's underneath or if it's just it would look like that anyway, but in this case it does. And then as I go to the edges, I can try thicken it up a little bit and then have that ombre effect. But even the pink and the purple, it's just good vibes, or the pink and the blue. I decided I don't really like the French tip nail. I think it looks a little bit weird with these. So I'm gonna try see if I can make a like an arrow out of this by turning each of the sides inwards and having like a point and just seeing how that looks because I thought that might look cool because it's in between, but I'm not too sure about this. Um, does it look cool? I mean, it's wonky. I need to even it up. So we'll try doing that. But it's just the experimental part. I think the straight line obviously looks very good here, but yeah, it's just that middle nail that I messed up a little bit with the French tip DIY. But yeah, still even. I don't know if I'm feeling it. I feel like it looks bad. So I think I'm just gonna yeah, I'm just gonna cut it across and just make it a half and half nail with just that little bit of pink. I think that looks a bit better. But I think ideally I would have just kept this nail the same. So Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the mix and match. If anybody experiments with the mix and match nails, please let me know how it got on because I feel like the vision is there. It could work really nicely, but I just haven't managed to execute it. I think also like a full hand full of the French tips would have looked really cute, and maybe even that half and half nail I've done now. I think mix and matching is like a very delicate art that's hard to pull off, and the nail artists who pull it off clearly are very talented. So not me, obviously. But yeah, I'm just moving on to the second hand now, so doing the thumb, and I think you can see I'm a lot more confident with my technique now. Like this has just gone a lot quicker than my other hand did. I've got kind of like drop and drag kind of technique going on. And then if the line's wobbly, I'll just thicken it out. I think this in nail polish is quite hard to work with. You can see some like blobs, and then it's like transparent in certain areas where you don't want it to be. So you got to go over it a few times. I think maybe other nail polishes might be easier. I don't know if a matte would work better. Um, I've decided on this nail I want to try go down at the angle a tiny bit more and just add more blue to it because I think it looks better with like kind of close to half and half, but not quite. But I want to keep that angle. But yeah, I really feel like I've got this technique down now. Um, and yeah, I think I'm gonna do a match of nails on my boyfriend later as well, so we can match at Pride together because I feel that'd be cute. And also, I just feel like these are really easy nails. They're probably going to be a lot easier to do on someone else than they are on me as well because yeah, I don't know about painting your own nails, but it's just you don't have both hands for control. Like you can hold a nail still with the hand. I mean, I'm doing it in the air here. I feel like a lot of people just put them on like a desk or something. That would have made it a lot easier, but no, not today. That's not what we're doing. We're just going for it. So this nail was a little bit trickier. I think the blue like got a little bit faded, so I'm just trying to add to it if I can. But yeah, liking how they look, and then just got one more nail to do, and we're done. My confidence has just soared in this. I just like, give me your nails. I want to paint them. Maybe I should host a salon party where me and my friends all paint each other's nails, and maybe someone else has got an even better nail painting technique to use, so we could all have really cute nails. What do you think? So that's them finished. And now, yeah, I'm gonna put this down and you want to carefully let them dry. If you, so I'm not gonna apply a top coat here. If you do apply a top coat though, definitely make sure to let them fully dry because otherwise you'll just be smearing all your work all over the place. And it's probably not the look you want to go for. I like the clean cut look here. But yeah, you can see my second hand. I feel like that looks a lot better than the first hand, especially because of that middle finger where I've just gone for a kind of weird nail. But I mean, it adds some excitement. I like the two thumbs as well, how I've matched it so that they go opposite ways. You could also just play around with the angles, but I quite like them all going the same ways. Even if you just match different hands. But yeah, that's the simple nails, and hopefully it's a tutorial that you can follow at home, and it's quite easy to execute. So beginner friendly, definitely. So yeah, give it a go. Anyway, next it's time to choose a colourful outfit for the day. No pride a look is complete without the outfit. So I've gone for this neon pink dress. I've paired it with some fishnet tights and I've got a gold belly chain on there to add some excitement to it. And my partner's also gone with a neon green tank top. So I think together we look like highlighters and I love it. Anyway, that's our outfit sorted. So now let's head to the Royal Mile and get on the Pride March. So on the way, some kids let go of some balloons and I tried to film it, but I think they're too far away in this shot, sadly. And then when we arrived, oh, the vibes, just let you soak it in. I have to show you guys what I got. So there's these two little frogs that are hand painted rocks that were being given out, and purple and green. But I think she just chose rocks that looked like frogs and then hand painted them. But look how cute they are. She was just giving out a tray of them of like all these different colors, and you could just go up and take them. I just think that's so cute. Like there's so many freebies at Pride, but I think this is the best one I've ever got. They're just absolutely adorable. But oh, the vibes. Don't you just love the colors, the outfits, the signs? It's just such a treat. I love Pride. It's amazing. And what it stands for is just so important as well. Like I would highly recommend you go if you haven't. And one thing that happens here is people wave out from their windows at the march and cheer you on. And oh, it just adds to the element of the vibes. But yeah, you heard those scout cheers as well. Like you're just chanting things and walking, and it was such lovely weather as well. Like, oh, just an amazing day. And yeah, there's so many charities out as well, walking, and it's just a great time. But yeah, this is towards the end where we're heading to Bristo Square, and you can see the crowds. Look at how many people were there for the Cher Lloyd concert. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you went to a Pride March, I would love to know what you wore, if you did any nails, if anything about the Pride March, let me know. But yeah, that's all for now. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this, or share or like the video. Bye for now.